Hey Houston, great to see you again. We are delighted to be here on day 44. And let me tell you, this day 44 is not any day because this day got us in a very incredible place. I mean, you know that Luxor and myself personally, I'm all about this paradise. Can I spend the night here?
Yeah.
I sleep on the floor. I love this. Rafa, thank you so much for hosting us here today at your incredible Rafa Racing Club. Very spectacular. I don't know, wherever you turn, you get hypnotized here with these incredible monsters that you have here. So we definitely want to know the whole story behind what's going on here. But let's start with Eddie first. Okay, let's get the FIFA out of the way, and then we jump into cars.
Yeah, so
What the
pretty much,
heck is this, by the way? So,
pretty much, guys, you got the official FIFA Houston soccer ball. So every host committee has a official color. So we got blue, and we also got the FIFA host committee scarf. It's pretty hard to find, so we were talking to them last week. So thank you to the FIFA host committee for giving us that. And also, we've been talking to Rafa, and this summer we're going to announce something. There's going to be a couple of VIP parties. So if you can't get to the stadium and you want to watch it in a really cool spot, this is the best spot. Some good games like Brazil versus Morocco, Paraguay versus USA, the opening match, Mexico versus Korea. So there's gonna be some good matches ahead. And how'd you do this weekend, Rafa? I know you had a race.
Yeah, this weekend was great. It was hot and competitive. We had like 27 cars on grid. We were running 3 cars in a 3-hour race. Each car had 2 drivers, and we had to do pit stops and driver changes and refueling, changing tires, and all that good stuff. So there was a lot of variables, and my teammate and I managed to come in third place in the M class, and then we had a couple of pros that finished. Actually, we came in second place, and then the pros came in third place in the pro class. So overall, really good result. One of the cars had mechanical issues, so they weren't able to finish, but they were also pretty competitive until that point.
It was pretty amazing. I got a chance to go to Circuit of America with Rafa race team, and it was really nice, amazing hospitality, and just to go out there to the track and see the drivers, and it's an amazing experience. And I appreciate the invitation. It was super
Yeah,
nice, and I
it was
recommend
super
it.
cool to be able to do it in our home court. That's kind of what the Coda signifies to us. It's sort of like our home track. And being able to do a hospitality event where we had catering and a really great view and had 50, 60 people come out and enjoy the weekend was pretty cool to be able to put that together for our community, our members, and the partners that we bring out.
Yeah, no, it was amazing. And if you want to just explain a little bit to the guys the difference between Rafa Racing and Rafa Racing Club, because I know some people don't really understand the difference. Can you tell them?
Yeah. So the Rougher Racing Club, that's the country club concept, member based. We organize the watch parties here in Houston at our Houston location. We have a second location in Austin, and we're going to be expanding these clubhouses around the world. So this is a first of its kind country club network, similar to the Soho House type of network, where if you join, you can have a global membership. You can travel the world and go enjoy racing and racing experiences and amenities around the world. That's sort of the design of it. So Houston is first of its kind. Austin is well underway and should be open here later this year, fully operational. And then the team is our professional program. So here at the club, we organize track days, member days. We do driver development coaching. We support the drivers that want to learn to drive. People that have their cars, we help with the logistics, help with taking care of the cars, storing them here at the Rafa Motors. So we're sitting in the dealership side of the business. It's a sister company, but we work together. And then we do the hospitality and a lot of the experiences side on the club side. And our marketing arm, in a sense, or our competitive side, that's the professional racing team, and that's the Rafa racing team. And a lot of the things that you see in socials is from the team because we use that sort of as our studio, as our platform to create the content, tell the story, and bring visibility to all the things that we're up to, and being able to create social media presence and engagement for the partners that we bring on board.
that's terrific. We are going to share all of your platforms just to make sure that everybody can not just follow you, but also go to your YouTube channel and enjoy all the cool stuff that you have there. So that'd be terrific. So can you tell me briefly a little bit about like I see the Rafa, your Rafa logo on the McLaren back here. Same for that one right there. What are we looking at here? What are we
Yeah,
getting?
so here we have a collection and assortment of cars. Some of them are road cars, some of them are race cars. Some of them are my personal private collection. Some of them are our clients' cars and our members who are now using our space for storage. So we store, we provide logistics, we take care of the cars. We have a full service shop that you haven't gotten a chance to see, so we can go take a look at it. But we have a full service department that we certify techs that can work on any one of these high performance cars. So we have a good variety of high performing cars, exotics, and the type of cars that our clients kind of like to drive on track, which is the cool part of what we're doing here, right? It's like not just helping people maintain and service the cars that they put a lot of money and investment into, but truly enjoying now by putting them on track, and we continue to maintain and make sure that they stay fresh and safe to drive.
Absolutely. Well, I see a Hennessy right here. You guys don't see because it's right behind the camera, and Serenity that are gorgeous videographer today. But that's an F5. That's
Yep, that's my F5 Revolution there. Yep, Hennessy.
mine. I mean, that's yours.
Yep,
Oh, no,
yep. So
keep
that's
that right
that's my
here.
personal car. Yep,
Okay.
yeah. And I still have a few of my cars here, and yeah, a lot of them now. We use a few of the ones that are here for track days. So we have a fleet of cars that we rent. So if you wanted to come and learn to drive, and you didn't want to put your car, or you didn't want to have, to buy a car to learn to drive, you can use one of our cars as the
Okay.
starting point, or even if that's what you chose to do. So you don't have to worry about buying a car, maintaining it, insuring it, and having the logistics of storing it and
Sure.
transporting it. You could just, we have some members that all they do is rent our cars every time they want to go to the track. Sometimes,
That's
you have guys and girls, right, that go to the track every single time that they can. So they go every 3 to 4 weeks. Generally, those individuals tend to kind of have their car, and we support it. And then we have some members that come out once, twice a year for the track days. They come to the events and they travel with us, but they only drive a couple of times a year. They generally just rent it from us. It's a lot cheaper, a lot easier.
of course.
They know that the car's taken care of. It's it's a stress-free sort of solution for them, and that's kind of the value of what we're creating.
That's amazing. I never heard of renting a race car. That's brand new to me.
Yeah.
That's a very cool concept. Now, by the way, talking about you mentioned travel. I seen you in Europe. I mean, all over the world, pretty much. Tell us briefly what is it that you do? What, you travel the world with your cars? What is?
Yeah, so we've competed in Europe the last few years. This year, we're actually not competing there. We decided to focus on the U.S. program. It just grew so much. This year we're running 12 cars with 19 drivers in the U.S. So that's a significant program, and we didn't have really the bandwidth without having full operations in Europe to have somebody really overseeing that program. So we scaled back from it, but we are traveling around the world. We're organizing events. One of the trips that we have this summer is our fourth, I believe, fourth or fifth annual trip to Belgium, to Spa. And that's a 24-hour spa. We created an entire week where our members come out with, members and family come out and hang out in Belgium for a week. And we provide the transportation, we organize the hotels, organize dinners. We have a hospitality at the track with a view of the famous Eau Rouge. We're also doing a drive on the Monday after the race to the Nürburgring, and we have a lot of people that are going to show up there and get some ride-alongs, and some people are going to actually drive the cars around the Nürburgring and do a few laps around it. So we curate and create these experiences, and traveling around the world, building the relationships, getting to know the tracks is sort of what we've been doing. This weekend coming up, actually, we're going to Miami, and we have a hospitality there. Some of our members are coming out, some of our partners are coming out. That hospitality is a partnership between us, TikTok, and Monster. And it's 150-person hospitality at Turn One, so it's going to be a really cool experience for the entire weekend, where we're bringing a party of 50, Monsters bringing 50 likely athletes and personalities, and TikTok's bringing a lot of personalities and influencers to that space. So we have an entire 150-person space called the Clubhouse that we're collaborating with those two big brands. And then for our party of the 50 people, we have curated dinners and logistics sorted. So we have the hotels, the transportation back and forth. We don't have to worry about a car rental or getting a driver. We have the Sprinter vans. And then we create this experience so that you hang out with the same people the entire weekend. You're not buying a paddock pass with your wife or kids and being by yourself. You're part of this 50-person group the entire weekend, which creates a really cool networking and kind of bonding experience. So it's a pretty special moment, and we've been doing this. This is our fourth year doing it in Miami, and then this will be our fifth year doing it in Austin. So as we expand, we'll be creating a lot more of these experiences.
Rafa, let me ask you something. Being the case that you are an expert, I mean, I mean, who better than you to ask these type of questions? Where do we stand? Where does Texas stand in the exotic automobile world within the U.S.? Everybody knows that Miami is very strong, right?
Mhm.
But Texas, I'll be very curious to know about Houston and Dallas, which are cities, right? and Austin, of course.
Yeah.
So where do we stand now?
I think that with with California and LA, San Diego, I don't think that San Francisco may be as big of a car scene, but I know that Southern California is. The Midwest, there is a car scene and people do stuff, but I think the weather prohibits people from actually owning or wanting to invest in or really driving their cars. I think Florida is one of the bigger scenes, obviously, and Texas. Honestly, I think Texas as a combined between Dallas, Austin, Houston, and even San Antonio to some degree, there is quite a bit of wealth in those regions where cars are a big thing, and all you have to do is come to a Cars and Coffee here in Houston on a Saturday to see 400 cars that you don't see in the streets. And that's the odd thing. I think it's Texas and Houston and some of these cities are so big that you don't get to see the cars as often, but people are actually driving them. This weekend, a group of guys in Austin, they have a company called 10, the Exotics Network, and they managed to get 250 people to rally together.
That was gonna be my next question.
Yeah,
You beat me to it. There you are.
so they got 250 people to rally together, drive all the way down to the track the weekend that we were competing in, and they got to do a parade around the track after the race weekend. So yesterday, after the final race, they all got to do a photo shoot and a cool video roll of them, driving around the track, and that was all Texas, and that's just a small fraction of it. So I think there's some big collectors here in Houston. There's some people that I know that have a $500 million car collection. People that have 50, $100 million car collection, like those there's several people in Houston that have that level of collections. And I just think that because it's so big and spread, people may end up using their SUVs on a daily basis and they don't get to drive their cars. And the space here, people have garages. So they have more than one car. And so if they're going to choose to drive one daily, they may take the truck or the SUV. While in some of these other cities, the space prohibits them from having a lot of cars. So if they have a Bentley, they can only have one Bentley because they don't have any other place to park their car. And obviously, having a storage facility like this also supports people being able to have more cars. Right, we can store it for them and maintain it. So even if they don't have the space living in town to have more than one car or two cars, now they can have the ability to have more by us having storage. So
Rafa, and let me ask you for, as you know, luxury is in Dallas as much as we are here. How is the Dallas scene?
it's great. I haven't really gone to Dallas a lot to do car things,
Okay.
but in the Dallas area, within an hour of Dallas Fort Worth, you have 4 racetracks, and that's all you have to see. Is there is a very dense motorsports focused car driving community there in Dallas.
Okay.
NASCAR has been going to Dallas for a long time. Indy just did their race at around Cowboy Stadium, and it was a sold out, an incredible show. We were actually competing there. Maite, our driver from Uruguay, she was competing on the road course in the Toyota GR Cup. And we had some of our team that was there, and they said I wasn't able to go. I had a conflict with my schedule, but they said it was one of the best put together races, and it was a sold out crowd
Wow.
around Cowboy Stadium.
You
So
need to
Jerry
put me.
Jones did an incredible job putting that show there
We'd like
with
to ask
Indy.
you to put me in touch with whomever is your counterpart in Dallas,
Mhm.
because I would love to have a conversation with someone there, and I don't know yet. Of course, of Pagani Dallas and Lamborghini Dallas is a client. I need to talk to John about that, but maybe you can put us in touch with someone there
Yeah.
about the racing world, which
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's a lot of teams that operate. You got MSR Crescent, you got G2 Motorsports, you got Eagles Canyon. There's a couple of other tracks that are on the border of Oklahoma, like all around the Dallas area. So racing and driving, and generally when you go to these tracks, the type of driving that's occurring there are pretty high performing cars, similar to the ones in
so
this room.
you're
So
saying they have 4 trucks there,
yeah,
so they beat the heck out of us,
yeah.
right? When it comes to
When it comes to access to tracks,
yeah.
they definitely have a lot more access to us, and
Okay.
the tracks near them are better quality than the ones that we currently have here. So, we're working to try to improve that scene here in Houston on the racing side. So for us, we end up having to travel, which is not a big deal. It's okay. But in Dallas, it kind of shows you the density that Dallas has for these tracks to exist. Yeah. So it's a very big car scene.
Well, this was a great conversation. I'm impressed. We haven't a published show, we haven't figured out how we do we put on photography, in writing, in the magazine, in Luxor Houston. this interview, and maybe we can expand the conversation on some other topics. So thank you, Rafa, very much.
Yeah,
It was
pleasure being here. Yeah,
seeing you
thanks for
again.
coming.
It's been a while. It's been probably a couple of years since like that we bumped into each other. First time here, I love it, and I haven't seen even half of what you had here. Very amazing.
Yeah, you have to check out the performance center.
I would love
It's
to
a
see it.
pretty
Yeah,
pretty nice training facility for staying fit, kind of as a motorsports gym, but really to develop elite drivers. So
that's terrific. That's excellent. Wonderful. Thank you so much,
yeah,
Rafa.
absolutely.
Eddie, any closing words in regards to the workout for the first day, days away?
No, pretty much. Rafa's a big race guy, but I actually met him. He's a big soccer fan as well, so I know he's excited for the World Cup. And just who do you think's going to win the cup, Rafa? I know that there's a lot of good teams, but who are you cheering on this summer?
Hold on. Let me ask you a question first. You speak Spanish.
Yep.
So you have a Latino Hispanic background.
Yeah, yeah.
Can I be nosy and ask where does it come from?
Yeah. So I was born in El Salvador, and I came to Houston in '97 when I was 12. And I've been in Houston for 29 years, but my first language is Spanish. I'm fluent in Spanish. I speak Spanish with my parents, so Spanish is very much in my blood, and it's part of my identity. Like I identify as Latino, Hispanic. So
That's terrific. That's very cool. So now let's go back to your question. What's your answer? Okay.
yeah.
So yeah, I know that Rafa's a big soccer guy. Me and him, we chat all about it. We're big Real Madrid fans, and just wanted to know this summer, who do you think's going to win the World Cup?
I always cheer for Spain, so I'm gonna say Spain, and I think that
Okay.
I think they have a chance. They can stay healthy and come out playing well. But there's some really good teams. You got Argentina, you got Portugal, you got Brazil, obviously Germany, England. Any of those can kind of put together a streak of games where they could be really tough to beat. So
And there's going to be 48 teams.
Teams, yeah. And
So-
yeah, it's going to be exciting. Good summer. And we're going to catch some games here, have some fun, talk about cars, soccer, and just have a great time this summer.
yeah,
Absolutely.
excited for it.
Excellent.
Yep.
Thank you, Barry.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Please sharing it with you. We'll see you on the next one Thursday next week. Just keep your eyes open.